Hold up, man, can you stop it? All this work is flawless. My best month's usually August. The blueprint's laid and polished.
Vasket, guten Morgen, what up, man? Little Scotty Smack, Shade Scott McDonald, man. How are you? We are just chilling, man. I react to a lot of stuff, and I just saw this right here, and I've been like, yo, I should react to a podcast. I've been saying that to myself in my head. So I figured, fuck it, man. This is one of the best titles I could ever react to. So, are the aliens coming? Shout out Joe Rogan. He's in his brand new studio down in Texas. Let's start watching, bro. Let's go.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Or the aliens land. I've been thinking the aliens are coming.
You know, I was talking to a buddy of mine the other day, another billionaire. I got a few billionaire buddies, and
you.
I
It's a
know.
good move.
I got a few billionaire buddies, he said. Man, like... Okay, bro.
I know, really.
Yeah.
I think I'm sucking up to it for a reason.
They'll tell you in advance what's about to happen.
Well, this guy, particular guy.
You hear him? They will tell you in advance what's about to happen.
This one
About to happen.
Well, I'm sucking up to it for a reason.
They'll tell you in advance what's about to happen.
Well,
You see him?
this guy, particular guy, is
Jeff Bezos?
really, really, really smart, and he has no doubt in his
Elon
mind
Musk?
whatsoever that
Who do you guys think it is? Let me put it down in the comments below.
aliens are
Subscribe right now, man. I'm
dancing
telling you.
among us. And
I think he's right. Pass me the little baby cigars, Ron White. I love those things.
the
They're
white
good
one or the
things, too.
dark one.
Are there different colors?
Well, there's this one.
Oh, that's not a cigar.
Right.
I know what the fuck that is.
That's a CDB.
Hold on. That's not a cigar.
There's this one.
Oh, that's not a cigar.
Right. The dark one.
Pass me the little baby cigars, Ron White. I love those things.
The
They're
white
good
one or
things,
the
too.
dark one.
Are there different colors?
Well, there's this one.
Oh, that's not a cigar.
Right.
I know what the fuck that is.
That's a CDB.
Oh,
CDB.
yeah.
You hear him? CDB.
Talking about earlier.
Give me some of that light. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I'm convinced. I'm 100% convinced.
Convinced.
I used to be 60%.
He's fucking 100% convinced now.
And you were up to 100.
Yeah, I talked to Commander Fravor, David Fravor.
At one time,
He's 100%, bro. Rogan's 100% fucking the aliens.
I could do
I'm 150%.
75 push-ups, and I'm down to 3.
You can get back up to 75.
No,
I'll show you how.
All right. You got nothing else to do.
I've talked to people that have seen them. I talked to this one guy who was a pilot in the... Is he the Air Force or Navy? Navy pilot, I believe. Commander Fravor is in the Navy. And he encountered this thing that they call the Tic Tac UFO. This is an object that they tracked on radar that went from 60,000 feet to 1 foot above.
You guys did not see that. That's an episode of this shit.
Object that they tracked on radar that went from 60,000 feet to 1 foot above sea level in less than a second. They don't know how fast it did it because it was literally a blip in the radar. It went from
A blip.
60,000 feet down to 1 feet. They have no idea how fast it moved. They have
Look at him. No idea how fast it moved. Look at him. How serious he is.
It went from 60,000 feet down to 1 feet. They have no idea how fast it moved. They have no idea how it did it. It shows no signs of propulsion. There's no heat, no exhaust signature. There's nothing that
No exhaust signature, bro. This is killing me.
There's no heat, no exhaust signature. There's nothing that has any indication that it's acting in any way like in any propulsion system that we've ever observed before.
Right. Yeah, John was telling me.
Yep. He just... Yeah, well... You know... There's some fucking aliens.
A show called Close
That's it, Jamie. You
Encounters
just
of-
nailed it.
Okay.
Whatever it was, you
Yeah.
just found it.
You just did it.
Oh, it's back again. Good, Jamie. You
Encounters
just
of-
nailed it.
Okay.
Whatever it was, you
Yeah.
just found it.
You just did it.
Oh, it's back again. There's a little, folks, if you hear, there's a little hum. There's a little strange audio hum that Jamie's trying to track down.
I think it's aliens.
We'll get this worked out.
I think it's the aliens. You killed it.
Strange audio hum that Jamie's trying to track down.
I think it's aliens.
We'll get this worked out.
Yeah.
We'll get it worked out.
I don't think anybody's going to care.
They might.
I don't think so.
So
Anyway,
if I had to give you a percentage of whether or not aliens are real, what's the percentage for you?
81.3.
That's a good number.
Yeah, 81.3.
That's likely.
Yeah, likely. I mean, how could it not be? You know,
Right.
how could it not be? I really don't even. It was kind of odd that he and I were talking about it, but he has a really nice plane and he lives in Malibu and Austin, and so every time he moves from one city to the other, it happens to fit my schedule exactly right. So
It happens to fit my.
from one city to the other, it happens to fit my schedule exactly right. So I'm like, that's weird. I was going to Beverly Hills today. How about I hop on the plane? Run. I'm on it by myself. Come on, let's go. And
Nice.
so when he pops back down to Austin, even if just for a couple of days, you know, I hop on. And I really enjoy this guy's mind. And I consider him a mentor in business and life.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, John Paul DeJoria. And
Who's that?
business and life.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, John Paul DeJoria.
John Paul Giorgia? Bro, I don't know who the fuck that is. Here we go. John Paul DeJoria is an American entrepreneur, a billionaire, woo! Philanthropist, best known, co-founder, Paul Mitchell, Line Hair Products, and Patron. Shout out to motherfucking John Paul DeJoria. Bro, picking up the homie. Okay, back into it.
Consider him a mentor in business and life.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, John Paul DeJoria. And
Shut
but
him
he
out.
just started talking about it.
I hear nothing but good things about that guy.
God, he's the best.
76 years young.
He's a fascinating dude.
Oh, you know, if he would do your podcast, and I'm
Do you think he'd do it?
I think he would.
I would love to have him on.
He's a guy that started selling shampoo.
If you guys, anybody that wouldn't do the podcast is crazy. Joe, you think he'd do it?
Oh, you know, if he would do your podcast, and I'm
Do you think he'd do
would.
it?
You can hear how humble he is. You think he'd do it? Like, bro, shout out to you, Mr. Rogan. Fuck, man, you are leading. Like, you are blueprinting this shit. And it's so amazing to follow and watch, and I love it, man. Thank you.
I think he would.
I would love to have him on.
He's a guy that started selling shampoo out of the trunk of his car, you know, and
Crazy.
and
That's Paul Mitchell.
sold Patron, I think last year for $5.1 billion, and still owns 60 other companies, including Paul Mitchell, which he started.
Here's the
selling
thing.
it.
At what point do you stop working? When you're that guy?
Never.
Never.
He never wants to stop. He never considers stopping. I was so shocked when he sold Patron because I just didn't think he ever would, you know, because he doesn't need to sell it. And but for whatever reason he did. And in fact, I said something that made him laugh really hard because he told me about it. He called me and told me. So I sold it to Bacardi for $5.1 billion. And I said, well, that sounds like a lot of money, but it sounds like more money when you realize the 0.1 is $100 million. So that's like the biggest 0.1 there is, right? There is no 0.1 trillion. That doesn't even exist. It's a 0.1 billion is 100 million. But he said that to watch a show, which I never watched because I think he got an advanced copy of it.
never
Which was
watched.
Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind is what it's called. And I looked it up, and it was coming on something, but it hadn't been on yet. So I think he just got an advanced copy of it. And he said that it'll take every single doubt out of your mind that's ever been there.
Wait a minute. Isn't that a Stephen Greer movie?
No, that's Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
No. That's Steven Spielberg.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Steven something.
Stephen Greer is the guy we had on the podcast before.
Oh, that wrote the.
Yeah, he's a ufologist.
Joe's right big. Look it up. He's fucking big, bro.
Air quotes.
Okay.
Sideways face.
Right.
The Gist podcast before.
Oh, that wrote the
Yeah, he's a ufologist. Air quotes.
Okay.
Sideways face.
Right.
Skeptical hippo face.
Right. Blink monocle.
Yeah. There's a lot of fuckery in that UFO world. There's a lot of people that are making documentaries, and a lot of people that are. There's a real good one though about Bob Lazar called Bob Lazar UFOs in Area 51.
Saw it, bro. Shout out Bob Lazar and the podcast with him, man.
I think that's exactly the title of it, but it's by my friend Jeremy Corbell. And
He does some crazy
it's about
shit.
this guy who was a physicist who worked at Area S4 in the Nevada desert,
Right.
back engineering this craft that the government had recovered. And immediately upon working there, realized, like, what in the fuck is this? Like, right away knew that this was no technology that we had currently available. I mean, this guy was he was a physicist, a nuclear physicist at Los Alamos Labs.
Right.
Worked on weapon systems and
Right.
shit.
Yeah.
And
Would know.
and got there and was like,
Would know.
labs.
Right.
Worked on weapon systems and
Right.
shit.
Yeah.
And
would know.
and got there and was like, what are you guys doing? Like, what is this? And they were basically explaining, like, these are recovered UFOs. And one of them, apparently, according to him, was very old. And it was from some sort of an archaeological dig that they found. And the propulsion system that these things used was that they used this element called element 115 that wasn't even proven to actually exist until I think it was 2013. They proved that it exists in a particle collider. But this guy was talking about in 1989, and he said that they had a stable supply. Is that your phone that keeps doing that?
No, I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's weird. Dang.
Maybe that's the whole problem.
That's UFOs.
No, I'm sorry.
So it said that they had a stable supply.
Rule for anybody that goes on a Joe Rogan podcast, man, turn your fucking phone off. Shout out.
Is that your phone that keeps doing that?
No, I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's weird. Dang.
Maybe that's the whole problem.
That's all right. That's his nice way of saying, for fuck's sakes, buddy, turn your fucking phone off.
It's UFOs. But this documentary is fascinating because the propulsion system that he's describing is exactly the same that Commander Fravor had described in the TikTok UFO that they found off of. You just gotta shut it so it doesn't make noise.
I just turned it off.
Did you?
Nobody needs me.
They do. I need
I'm
you.
irrelevant, dude.
I'm not irrelevant. No. Stop saying that.
No. Just let me puff that.
I need
I'm
you.
irrelevant.
Look at that.
Did you?
Nobody needs me.
Right? Oh, hey. Ah. Oh, ah. Oh. Oh man, look at that.
They do. I need
I'm
you.
irrelevant, dude.
I'm not irrelevant. No. Stop saying that. Anyway, the propulsion system that he described in 1989 is exactly the same propulsion system that they witnessed this TikTok UFO using in 2007 or whatever it was, that David Fravor had seen this thing off the coast of San Diego. So
Is he saying TikTok or Tic Tac?
that they witnessed this TikTok UFO using
A TikTok UFO. It's Tic Tac or TikTok UFO.
in
Joe Rogan is fucking stoned, bro. He's calling the UFO, the Tic Tac UFO, a TikTok UFO.
2007 or whatever it was, that David Fravor had seen this thing off the coast of San Diego. So what those people that saw these crafts that were monitoring them in the military, they were saying they see these like every few months. They see these things and they don't know what the fuck they are. They don't know what to do. They scramble jets to go watch.
They see him every few months.
TikTok UFO using. So what those people that saw these crafts that were monitoring them in the military, they were saying they see these like every few months. They see these things and they don't know what the fuck they are. They don't know what to do. They scramble jets to go watch them. They actively block their tracking systems, and then they disappear faster than you can look at it. Just take off. They have tracking systems, and then they disappear faster than you can look at it. Just take off. They have no idea what they are. They don't know where they're from. They don't know what they're doing. You can look at it. Just Just take off. They have no idea what they are. They don't know where they're from.
Okay,
They don't know
one
what
more
they're
time.
doing. Look at it. Just take off. They have no idea what they are. They don't know where they're from. They don't know what they're doing. And then the Pentagon recently has come forth and released these statements. And one of them being that they've recovered crafts that are not of this world.
86.6.
Recovered crafts that are not of this world.
I love this expression, bro.
86.6. I'm up to 86.6.
I'm up to 86.6.
86.6.
Crafts that are not of this world.
86.6. I'm up to 86.6.
Pass the lighter. Pass the
Oh,
lighter.
oh no, I dropped some dirty tobacco juice in this fucking thing. I'm gonna scoop that bad boy out of there. I'm gonna keep drinking. But I'm in, dude. I'm like 95%.
You're down from 100 and I'm up to 86.
Yeah.
That's
I listen to my own bullshit and I go,
Right.
dude, stop. You're about. I'm gonna drink this with the ashes. I don't give a fuck.
fuck. I gotta turn my
I'm
phone
gonna
back.
drink this.
Stop. You're about. I'm gonna drink this with the ashes. I don't give a fuck.
Fuck. I gotta turn my phone.
Stop. You're about. I'm gonna drink this with the ashes. I don't give a fuck.
Fuck. I gotta turn.
Dude, stop. You're about. I'm gonna drink this with the ashes. I don't give a fuck.
Fuck. I gotta turn my.
That's like the best 5-second clip of Joe Rogan's voice ever.
Dude, stop. You're about. I'm gonna drink this with the ashes. I don't give a fuck.
Fuck. I gotta turn my phone back on because I gotta show you
What you gotta show me?
the pig.
UFOs?
No, the pig.
Pig.
The pig.
Whitney Cummings pig?
Whitney Cummings pig. I mean, I know there's no way you could
Oh,
possibly.
there it is. It's right there. Kapow.
There it is. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's Whitney Cummings pig. So
She was the first person to explain to me that those miniature pigs
Yeah.
were not real.
no, right? Yeah, that's proof right there, right?
Yeah.
How little is that pig?
Well, they think they're miniature pigs because they starve them. So people buy this little tiny pig. They go, "Oh, this is a miniature, it's a teacup pig," and I go, "Oh, great."
Who
And then
wouldn't
you
want
feed
that? You know?
it. Yeah,
A
you
tea-
feed it,
Right.
and it grows to be,
Alex Ramundo bought 3 of them, and he did, and he lived up in Palmdale, and eventually they just got out, and then every once in a while you'd see them. Now they have tusks and they weigh 450 pounds, and they're run. So this place.
Do they
All right,
recognize him?
Let's finish the story we were on.
Which story? The UFO part?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
well,
then go back into the pigs.
the Bob Lazar documentary is a must see.
I'm directing.
You should see it. But no, direct away. I love you. Do whatever you want. But the Bob Lazar documentary is a must see. If you're curious and on the fence about UFOs, and I had that guy in here. I talked to him. He gave one of the first interviews that he's given in a long fucking time,
Right.
and I picked his brain for hours.
I'll go back and listen to it.
He didn't seem like a bullshit artist to me. There's some weird parts of it, but there's always going to be weird parts when you're talking about literally back engineering something that someone from another planet invented and using some technology that we don't understand. And one of the analogies that he had was, imagine if you brought a nuclear reactor to the 1400s and introduced it to them, which 1400s is nothing, 600 years ago.
Right.
In terms of the age of the universe, it's a fucking not even a blink of an eye.
I think we can just go back to 1800s.
1800s.
And
Show
they're
them a
going to be
nuclear reactor.
pretty surprised about a nuclear. Let's go to 1936.
Yeah,
Show them
right,
a nuclear reactor.
That was his
But
analogy.
yeah, I get it.
Like, this technology is technology. It's clear that they figured out how to manipulate this element and use it to bend gravity. And that's the propulsion system. Instead of using something that pushes, like a fire that pushes against the wind and pushes you in a certain direction, or a propeller that pulls you into a certain direction, instead of that, it bends gravity. And the way he described it is like if you put a massively heavy bowling ball in the center of a bed, right? It just sunk everything into the bed. That's basically like a very crude description of what this element does. And with this reactor that they have on these spaceships, that it literally bends gravity around and allows you to just instantaneously jettison that ship into another position in the
I'd
universe.
say, stop, Joe. I'm getting a bloodletting. They're draining my blood into a bowl to cure something that I think I've got. What'd you say again?
Yeah, that's
I think
fucking
they've been
crazy.
here forever. I think they've been coming down here and observing us and waiting. And it also coincides with there's a giant jump in sightings right after the Manhattan Project.
Right.
So right after we started blowing up bombs, They were like, hey, these
Wait,
fucking monkeys are figuring out some
easy.
shit. Let's go visit them again. They probably got a news wire. They probably got a Google News alert on their phones. And they're like, oh Christ, look at these things.
Google views of
Figuring out
Easy.
some shit. Let's go visit them again. They probably got a news wire. They probably got a Google News alert on their phones. And they're like, oh Christ, look at these things. Look at these crazy monkeys. What have they done?
What have they done? What have they done? Okay, 91. I'm up to 91. What are you down to?
I'm down to 50%.
We're
I'm worried
I'm gonna
about
try
things.
to pull you out of it.
I'm always worried about things that I want to believe. If I want to believe it, I'm always skeptical.
Right, me too.
Episodes of the Joe Rogan Experience are now free on Spotify. That's right, they're free. From September 1st to December 1st, they're going to be available everywhere. But after December 1st, they will only be available on Spotify, but they will be free. That includes the video. The video will also be there. It'll also be free. That's all we're asking. Just go download Spotify. Much love. Bye-bye.
Shout out Spotify, shout out YouTube, shout out Joe Rogan, shout out the aliens, shout them all out, man. Click subscribe right now. My name's Little Scotty SMAK, 𝐂𝐎𝐓𝐀𝐂𝐓. Let me know if you would like for me to react to another Joe Rogan video. Peace.
Man, can you stop it? All this work is flawless. The best month's usually August. The blueprint's laid, the polish.